Hi guys, I know that CV is one of the hardest thing to come up with because it seems like each country have their own CV format and this and that. But I'm going to tell you that I've never used an EUROPASS CV, and I've come to realize that it's not about the format. What matters is how detailed you are and how you are able to prove to them about your maybe your work experience, the things that you have done, or all those things. And that is what I'm going to show you how I did mine. So I have used this particular CV format. I was using there is one that I was using before, but then I came across this particular format, and that is what I've been using. I've used it to apply for job. I've used the same CV to apply for funding, just to test like some admissions and funding that are available. So I can testify that this is what I've been using, and I've never used an EUROPASS CV. So if you are someone that except the school or the job specifically specifies EUROPASS CV, then you can use it. But if it does not, then you can consider making your own format, but you can try to be as detailed as possible. So guys, I'm just going to show you how it looks, and I will explain some very important things that has helped me when I was applying for like schools, when I apply for like funding, like helps me to prove my background and everything like that. So that will also help you whenever you try to write your motivation letter to like link everything. It will be much more easier for you to link everything and provide proofs. So guys, without wasting much of our time, let us go straight to that. And so guys, this is how it looks, and I'm just going to scroll down. So remember that if you are working, if you are more of a working person and you are not in the school, then there are some things that you might have to remove here. But because I am trying to use this CV to like get informations about admission and all that, that is why I merged everything together. So there are some things that you might not necessarily add on your CV if it is mainly focused on work. But for academic CV, I'm going to explain some things. So for all the rest of the things, I used font size 11, and I used the font of New Times Roman. So but for my name, I used the font size 22. So here you just put your address and the normal thing. If you have your LinkedIn, you put the link of your LinkedIn, the link of all your portfolios and your work. And then I start with my post-secondary education. And my post-secondary education means I'm not adding my high school. So if you are going for bachelor, you add your high school education. That is your secondary school education. So I divided this into three. And the reason why is that, especially these areas of study, is because, like I said, I use it for job application. So the reason why I put these areas of study and these keywords is because when you apply for job, most of the companies use the website or an application called ATS. So this particular application will access your CV and see if there are keywords that matches the job description. So even if it is not from your work, but on your CV, at least it will show them that you have a little bit back experience in this. So I use keyword, let's say for masters. Okay, this masters, I used it for if you have not graduated yet, you cannot write thesis and measure GPA just like in this BSc. You might probably write it like this. So for example, let's say I've not graduated for my master's. So what I'm going to write is my master's in the course and then the university, and then here areas of study. Instead of writing thesis, I write areas of study, and these are the areas of study. I just generalize my education, my master's education, and then I point out the major things that I learn or I'm learning in that particular program. So let's say you are studying mass communication, then you should know the major things that your mass journalism, media, you just have to write it here. And then this BSc also. So for BSc is, let's say you've already graduated. How are you going to put it? What is that? You can as well put these areas of study here before your thesis and then major, so it will have 4 in total. But let's say you don't want to put it, and this is how you can now you put the name of your school, and you see that like my MA, BSc, I use a bold for it. So I will also teach you how you can do this post-secondary education. So this post-secondary education and how you can do this line. So it's just for you to just go to your Word and then you type, let's say you want to type a publication and article, you want to put your publication and the articles that you've published. So when you type it, you put it like in bold and you put it in the size you want, and then you just click, you click on enter and then click dot 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 3 times, and then you click on enter, and then it will show this line. It will show this particular line. So that is how I created this line. So here for people people that are with diploma, I have a diploma, but I don't have like a thesis. I did not write thesis on my diploma. So you can also see that I added areas of study. So what it means is that, for example, sometimes I apply to jobs like customer care in tech companies. So with this, they will know that I have a background. When the ATS searches it, they will see Python, SQL, HTML, CSS, and they will know that I have a background in that. So that is why I usually write my areas of studies. So another thing now would be your honors and award. But there is also this view. You see this view. You can also put your transcripts, so that this view, if you just click on this view, it will lead you to my document, my certificate that I already uploaded on my Google Drive. So it's just for you to upload your document on your Google Drive. You copy the link, make it to be visible, like remove the restriction, and then you come on your Word. Let's say I want to add my transcript, and I've already copied the link from wherever it is that anybody can view it. So you just come here, you type view. So when you type view, then you will go and you highlight it. So when you highlight it, you right click. If you right click, you scroll down a bit, you will see where you see link. So you click on that link, you will see address. Then you just, on that address box, you just put your link and you click OK. If you click OK, it will automatically turn to this view. So if you just click on it, it will lead you straight to the website where your transcript is or anything that you want to show. So here I put my honors and awards. Like I told you guys, I want to use it as well as in study and also in job. So I put my honors and award, and here I put my relevant work experience. But if you want to put this work experience first and this honors and award second, like after the work experience, that is also fine. It depends on the style that you want. So I would want to use this work experience and as an example. So what I've learned, like I previously said, I don't use EUROPASS CV. I make sure that my CV matches the job descriptions and everything. So I usually make use of numbers. So instead of me saying I've successfully assisted clients to get admission, I usually make sure that I mention I successfully assisted 200 plus clients to get admission per month, or I successfully, like you just have to put in the numbers of things that you have done, because I find it very, very effective with numbers. They will know, okay, if you are customer care, I take 30 calls a day, or I manage to send like 10 emails per day or something. You just have to put numbers. And here I just put relevant work experience. I put this my work, and then I put the name of my work, and then I start adding these the job roles. So if you see, you also see a view here. So in case you are a computer website, you are a computer tech designer or whatever, and you have portfolios, you have jobs that you have created, you can make use of this link to just add everything on the link, so that when they just click on that link, it will lead them to the jobs that you have created. It will lead them to the evidence of your job. So that is the reason why of this view, and that is what I wanted to emphasize on. So if there is anything that you have done in the past, anything you want to add as an evidence, you can as well use this view for it. So like I mentioned how to create the view, you go to Word, you copy the link of that particular place, go to your Word, and then that place you want to add it, just write view on capital letter, highlight it, right click on link and paste it, and that's all. So it will automatically highlight, and then you just add as much work experience as possible. And then here is my teaching experience. If you have publication experience, like things, documents that you've published, articles that you've published, books that you've published, you can also write it publication experience, or publication and articles, or like any other topic that you want to write on your CV. I don't have it. I don't have research experience, so I have teaching experience. So then I will then add my teaching experience. And here is the voluntary experience as well. I have a voluntary experience, so I also add my voluntary experience. I add what I am in that, and I just explain what we do and like everything that we do. And I also have a leadership experience. So my leadership experience, I write it as detailed as possible, and then I just summarize everything, including like all the things that I've done in that leadership. I just summarize it in 3 to 4 lines. And here you will see the skills and the ICT skills. So if you want, you can put these ICT skills here. If you want, you can separate it. So I separated mine, and then the skills, and then the ICT skills, and here is the language skills that you need. So you see that I made use of different things. I made use of black dots, I made use of blue dots. I also make use of different styles. So it depends on what you want. So like I said, said if you are going for work, you might want to remove like some things. Maybe you want to remove honors and award or publication, or like voluntary experience or teaching experience if it does not really match, or leadership experience. So it depends on you. But for me, I use it both in work and in study. So I make use of this particular format. So this is the format of my CV, and I really hope that I helped you guys to maybe come up with yours.